We got left at the. I was not good at Thomas. We got left at the airport.
You have to bow down to the likes of Akina Mikey, myself, Demon, whichever game you're trying to pursue. You have to suck first.
So you want to be an esports athlete? No worries, we got you covered. We asked some of Kenya's biggest esports athletes how they kickstarted their careers.
Hello everyone, so today we have some of the biggest names in esports in Kenya, and they're just going to be telling us a little bit about how they got into the scene. So we're going to start with a few introductions.
Darkwillow, my gamer tag, but my real name is Shirley. I play Dota 2. I'm the captain for the women's team in Kenya.
Allan Serge here, head coach for Dota 2 women's team for Kenya, and CEO and founder for CZY Esports Entertainment Apparel.
Barbara Mausch. In-game name is Hush Huntress, Vice Captain Dota 2, National Team Kenya.
I'm Mickey. My gamer tag is also Mickey. Professional Tekken player, and also excited to be here.
When did you first play competitively, and what was the experience like?
I honestly thought I was like the best Tekken player ever. So the first time I ever entered a tournament, I was like, oh my goodness, like guys actually are serious. Like sitting next to someone and being like, we're playing for money now. That's intense. My first time internationally was in 2019. So I went to Dubai, met people like Allan, the current best Tekken player in the world. And that was 1,000 times more intense than anything I've ever done in my life. I learned so much. I came back home with so much new knowledge, so much new appreciation for the game.
I was competing for a slot to go to Birmingham Commonwealth, and it was an eFootball match, my first ever tournament on a stage. I lost and I was position 3. Like it was a narrow loss, and to date it still haunts me. After that, I switched up to Dota and went and played internationally. For local tournament, it wasn't that, let's say, intense because I was playing with other girls. The competition wasn't that much. So when I was going internationally for Dota, it was very shocking. Those girls there are so good at the game, and it was an eye-opener, both skill-wise and mental-wise.
First time playing competitively was virtually. Game called Fortnite. Played an in-game tournament hosted by Fortnite. I did not play so well because I was in too much pressure. 2 years ago, we had Lucas in Final 11. It was for Fortnite as well. We played, placed third. I was a little bit still getting used to the pressure. And I was like 1 month in for the keyboard and mouse, so it was an experience by itself. And finally, internationally, it was our first tournament in Turkey. But at the time, I was a coach, so the experience came down to learning the culture and getting used to the pressure. Like the pressure now became a norm. If my heart is not beating, that game is easy.
First time competing competitive was actually at the international level. That was when we went to Turkey. Before then, I was just gaming as a hobby for fun. And it was intense. It was really intense because, first of all, this is the first time I'm not lagging. This is the first time I'm using equipment that actually makes sense. So it was just, and good ping. After Zook Wi-Fi. My name is.
How did you go about picking the games that you now play competitively?
I was in Tekken, born and raised. Like the first game I ever played, and I just stuck with it. I tried other games, and they just didn't have that. What's the word I'm looking for? Quality, precision, love put into it. Those just. I was so familiar with the mechanics of Tekken that anything else was just like.
I took Dota because of the opportunity. It had an opportunity. If you play this game, you are going to represent Kenya, and that's what I always want. I have a competitive nature. Now I honestly can't divert to another game, like unless it's a mobile game. I think it will be hard.
If you want to do competitively and put your name out there, you have now to come down to opportunity. So that's where I remembered I do play Dota and picked up coaching different titles, Dota being one of the main ones.
One thing I kind of got from what you guys were bringing out was the fact that sometimes the games kind of find you. Not all the games that are currently available are played competitively. So if you're really interested in the scene, try teaching yourself a game that you see regularly being put up on the roster for esports competitions. What challenges did you face transitioning from casual gaming to going pro?
I'd say my biggest challenge is equipment. I had to change a lot of equipment. I had to get a comfortable seat because now it was all about playing for hours and hours, improving yourself.
I would say trying to convince my parents that this is actually legit. Because every single time my mom would tell me, are you sure you guys are not being conned? Are you sure this thing is legit? Because to be fair, she was in the Ministry of Sports and she has not had anything about esports. So what am I talking about traveling? It is a challenge balancing between work, school, and gaming because I want everything. I don't want to drop anything.
Basically, a lot is expected of you from something that used to be just a hobby and a passion. Now it's like you need to be good at this. You need to make content for this. You need to be here at this time, at this place. You need to practice. I feel like I had to really get out of my shell of just wanting to be home and playing by myself and be this person who people want to see and talk to and, interview and just be a presence. So I had to grow a personality.
How do you guys deal with the pressures or nerves when preparing for a tourney?
People say I'm weird for this, but I kind of enjoy the nerves a bit. It's part of the process for me. So sometimes I just sit with them, just ride the wave, be like, you know what, it's good you're nervous because whatever's coming up is big and it's important to you.
I used to play basketball back in high school and there it was worse because people are shouting at you, their opponents, your coach, everything but it's different for esports. So I feel like esports is a bit relaxing. The pressure is within me.
If it gets too much, I just have to make sure that number one, I've slept enough, I'm eating well.
I just usually talk myself down before a competition and I just tell myself you've worked hard, you've beaten the national qualifiers, regional qualifiers, and now you're here and you can do it.
The beauty about being in a team sport is that you have people to go through this process with. You have people that can relate to the exact feeling that you're feeling. So I find myself trying to reduce the pressure directly by talking it out, encouraging each other.
At the end of the day, we're here to have fun. So yeah, don't let today be too defining for you, but also just do your best and be happy with that. And that usually helps calm me down.
Would you say it is possible to make a living as an esports athlete in Kenya?
My answer is yes. I didn't, for the longest time, it had been no. But now you actually see people doing it and it's amazing.
There are various ways you can earn in esports actually. People might look at you and say and think it's actually playing the game that can give you money, but it's not actually that game. You can use that game as a platform to become anything, casters, event organizers, everything.
When you come into this space, you have to go all in, go hard or go home.
Especially as someone who wants to pursue it as one career without anything on the side, then definitely in Kenya it needs to improve. There is much more room to improve.
How would you describe the current state of esports in Kenya?
I must say that we have come a long way. The fact that we have multiple federations, even the one that took me to Romania, Kenya Esports Federation, never imagined there'd be such a thing a few years ago, and here we are.
I've seen the progress, the people involved in esports have been trying to make, even cabinet secretary is coming to esports events. Even I saw Musalia Mudavadi came for the Index G tournament.
There seems to be a lot of politics that comes with it. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but it's not as smooth as it could have been.
I'm not really a politician, so I can't talk about it. Just say, like, if we as gamers, we are sticking to it. We are seeing people coming on board. Like for me, Dota, like I've seen new people coming and wanting to play the game. And that's actually growth.
What I'm building is sustainability for the scene and bringing the opportunities without having to rely to politics and everything else, but the future is as bright as it becomes. So at the end of the tunnel, there's a lot in store for us. Again, as pioneers, we are the ones who are seeing all the challenges, the drama, the politics, but together, we are gamers, we game. We do not do politics or any of the sorts, and we are the only ones who can build something sustainable for ourselves.
I believe that if we put all our energy as a country in one place, then we are going to achieve so many good things. Because the truth about it is that we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of good players. So if we come together and focus on the main issues, okay, how can we provide better equipment? How can we solve this ping issue if there's a solution and all that? I think we are going to go places, because when you look at our neighboring countries and Africa in general, we are so ahead. We're so far ahead.
I guess besides Mickey mentioning that he went to a tournament in Dubai in 2019, I've been making content since, I would say, 2020, I would say. And I never used to hear whispers of any esports or people traveling due to esports. So right now, almost every other month or every other opportunity, people are going and traveling and, doing so much for this country in esports. So there's somewhere we're going. We're making really good progress as a country. Any advice for noobs, quote, looking to get into the competitive scene?
Just play the game. Like, even if you lose even 10 times in a game, like, eventually you'll get better.
You have to suck first before you can. You have to kneel down before you can you can get to our level. So it's all about, number one, my advice would be get a coach. If you can't get a coach or afford a coach, get a friend. There's friends everywhere in the communities as well. When you're working on your skills every day, don't just get in the game and hope to know some mechanic out of the blue. You have to practice. You have to do everything goal-wise. Today, I'm focusing on my flip resets, for example, for Rocket League. For 4 hours, I've been practicing my flip resets, and the rest of the day, just have fun. Every day, have a goal, and it's going to shorten your journey.
Just come as you are. Kuja vile uko. You don't have the high-end gaming PC, just have your PC. You don't have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, game on your Android. Like, use the resources that you have. Skill takes time to develop, and time is something that you will never have back. So you start with what you have. It will build your confidence so that by the time you upgrade, at least you're not starting from zero.
And there we have it, gamers. With a little bit of passion, practice, and a sprinkle of determination, you too can take the esports scene in Kenya by storm. So grab your controller and join the fun, and we'll catch you on the esports world stage.